today that's the work that I'm gonna do. I'm still continuing on this portrait. Yesterday I finished up the bottom part of it, and now I'm gonna work on the square. Let me get the phone for the YouTube chat and the references. Okay, the connector was in Wi-Fi. Okay, let's see. Let's wait for it to connect. We're trying. That's odd. Trying to reconnect. Okay, now it seems to be back on kick. All right. Okay, let me just bring up the YouTube. Yeah, connection is a little bit odd and it's quite windy today. Even windier than before. I'm gonna connect to. Okay, let's try this one. Different connections, they're having some same password, so I'm trying different ones here. Okay, let's see if that works better. Still trying to get into the Wi-Fi. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is slow. Connected on data. Oh, hello, Matt. Good to see you. I see you're not moderator anymore. Let me change that. Life is going well. Yes, I'm back. Well, this is more like a boutique hotel, so they have their internet, and obviously we pay something, but I don't think we at least we never tried to request faster one. Well, on YouTube, I have yeah, I mean I have a very good data, which is more than enough for live streaming. I think now it's connecting finally. There we go. I'm just trying to get into my live stream so I can see the chat. Oh, here we go. Okay, I see the chat now. Why are you painting yourself? That's not really me. Okay, well, now I have stuff ready pretty much. The only thing I need to do is to make sure the sound is okay. And what else? I stay hydrated. I'm being thirsty all day today, so I've been drinking quite a lot of water. Are you guys on kick? All right. Just a little bit like this. Okay, working on this square. Let me get my brushes out. Well, that night, I mean, people say, "Oh, is it your alter ego?" Possibly. I don't know. You know, when an artist creates an art, it's somehow a reflection of their personality. Yeah, next painting will be male. I don't have a heavy preference on just painting female characters or female portraits. It's both. I like human face, human body, so I'm gonna do create that kind of art. Well, guys, you gotta let me know if the connection is good and if the sound, if you can hear me from. Actually, I think I should put this mic here, right in front of me, so I cover it from the wind. Awesome job. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, Kick folks. Okay, for both guys, I'm live streaming both on YouTube and Kick. YouTube being the more consistent. That's my natural already experienced in YouTube. With Kick trying to figure out the algorithm, crack it up a little bit. Good morning, Kimberly. Okay, so this part, that this square is done pretty much. So now I'm gonna work on this long square, and it's gonna be quite satisfying because once all of that gets all together, only this part is gonna be left, and I'm aiming to finish it all together tomorrow or day after tomorrow, whenever I'll be able to do it. Are you married? Yes, I am. My husband is in the chat, and he's one of the lead moderators. Um, okay, let's unpack the stuff. I have wet napkins and the dry napkins. I will have to add more, but it's gonna be enough for this time. And actually, on this side here, next to me, another table. Um, I have the reference as well, so I'm gonna have to check the reference. Hello, subscribe to your channel. Keep going. Your art will bring joy to your life one day. Thank you very much. With the kick, it's a little bit weird. I'm gonna try again. Okay. Yeah, with kick, I'm trying to start over. I'm gonna bring up the reference for a second and just go away from the chat, just for a second to look at it. Yo, final a real artist. Well, check out my channel. I'm a boxer as well. So this channel started from sports, and it's still important part of it. But I introduced art and painting live recently here. So guys, go yeah, you can check my channel and see yourself. Привет, мама. Привет, как дела? My mom is in the chat. Say hi to her. The painting is really cool, bro. Thanks. That's been a first oil painting. It's black and white, but it's good reintroduction in a while. I haven't done oil painting, I think, in year or two. But I've been very consistent in my art school previously. So I mean, I'm one of those artists that they never lose it. But like everything else, you need to work on the skill, right, and keep getting improving. Uh, Nobody's watching the painting, I bet. That's okay. You can look at both. I'm Georgian. My mom is half Russian, half Ukrainian, so I have some Slavic roots. But I was born and raised in Georgia. My father is Georgian, so I'm a mix. But I'm originally from Georgia. Okay, so what do we have? Yeah, I'm gonna just go quickly to the reference picture. So let me show it to you. I can show it very quickly. Hi, Cake. I hope that works this time. So you see, that's a reference picture. Here we go. You might not be able to see it properly because it's reflecting, but it's all right. So let's establish now. Here we like. I've been using the very specific technique that's called graining technique. Well, at least I call it that way. So it really applies. It complements very well the skin texture. You can go aggressive graining, like more, just like I did. Or you can go more gently, accurately, that's going to give you a better hyperrealism effect. Here it's opposite. We're going to have all lining pretty much. So now we need to establish, I'll put the black color, black and white on both. So black and a little bit of white. I'm gonna I already have the dissolving liquid ready. You can use the food oil too, no problem with that. But if you're doing black and white, it's better to get the specific one. There were even lighter ones, but it was too expensive, so I just got this one. And it doesn't really give any. I almost don't use it. I use it very mildly, and it doesn't really uh, give any yellow tints to your painting. With the food oil, if your painting generally has to, it's gonna have a like yellowish. I think I forgot to turn on the chat. Now the chat is on. Okay, so yeah, with anyways, if you're using food oil, just make sure that you're not doing this because it might make it more yellowish and ruin the effect of the paint. Okay, so we basically need to really separate the background area from the sword and polish the sword a little bit more. Like we have quite prominent whites here, and here it actually goes darker. And there is a little bit graining there. I don't have to perfectly copy it. All I can do is just take this, start applying whites, go from lighter to darker. So feature the lighter areas and then go darker. Okay. There's gonna be some darker cuts, but pretty much all of this is prominent white reflection slash highlight. So just by applying white properly and smoothly, it's gonna create a solid effect. Yeah, already working. To make sure the line is correct. I would use the something to make sure it's straight, but it's good exercise to train your stroke as well. You're gonna get worse than that anyway. So sword is, by the way, the lightest part of the painting. So let's keep it that way. Absolutely no problem with that. And hello. Oh, on someone a kick. Oh, it's good to see you guys. Yeah. Well, feel free to engage, ask questions, talk. As you can see, the more and more I work on this painting and I get away with, being clean, I'm kind of more careless. I didn't tie my hair or nothing, but it's fine. So it can be just a straight line, but I suggest you to have some diagonal lines too, just to because this sword seems to be, it's more like a brute sword. It's not this polished Valyrian steel. It is, at least according to the reference, it's quite worn off sword, and we can just keep it that way. So have its have the metal quite thick and uncertain. I already had some. I used knife to apply the paint, which created a little bit of texture, and I honestly like it. There's no need to change any of that. If there are any imperfections, we can always, when I go to the darker background, I'm gonna be able, I'm gonna be able to tame it down a little bit. Okay, so what's here? Someone's asking some questions in the YouTube chat. Kick is on Kick, someone's offering some promotions. I don't know how that works. Love your Viking paintings. Thank you, appreciate it. It's popular. I don't know. Hairstyle. Some people like my hairstyle. Yeah, when I don't tie my hair, it looks okay. The reflection on the ceiling, I think it's just solar panels. This looks awesome. Looks a little like an Amazon, the Wonder Woman island. Absolutely, I will leave that to up to your imagination. It's nothing strict, and I like, and I don't have any Nordic ornaments specifically. So just let's keep it a warrior with the worn off sword, just facing the another battle. It can be an Amazon, it can be as someone for the Norse. It's up to your imagination. Appreciate you guys. I'm glad you're liking it. By the way, the painting is going to be able be available for the sale, but also we're going to make some prints of the painting. So that's going to be available on our upcoming online shop. So stay tuned, guys. Are you going to do metallic reflection on her helmet? Yes. This is just the first layer, and here I don't even have anything yet, so I just left it completely unpainted, just because that's gonna be the most detailized. Like it's gonna be very important how I make that front part of the helmet look. So I kind of leave it for the last but not least. Price on painting. Well, we didn't decide how auction it first. Like first time we try auction or just a set price, but it's at the very minimum it's 3K, the United States dollars. It's even I know some artists that are not very known, but they need to sell some of the art through the, just sometimes in the gallery, sometimes someone just went to their studio, saw it, liked it, and yeah, that's kind of like a normal price. And you do oil painting, a reasonably big canva like this size and bigger. So, and um, it's also you put your energy. So I'm not doing this to win the bread. I'm finally being able to paint because I know that it's going to be valued as much as it should be, and I'm doing it for the that's easily over 10K. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's also the thing. It's like first couple pieces might be it's a little bit cheaper, just so people kind of can get a hold of it, and then time goes and more pieces gonna be created, maybe even bigger canvas. I will try bigger canvas, and we shall see. But yeah, the minimum price is 3K. Why did I choose that? Just because I like portraits, so I'm a portraitist. That's 100%, and I like epic. emotional portraits that show some inner resilience, some complexity. Like you look at them and you think, what are they thinking? You know, is it like, is she or he getting ready for the battle, or is it just a moment of the silence and the chaos? You know, a lot of interpretation. That's those kind of dynamic portraits, and not only portraits. I'm gonna do more of the body compositions as well that I like to create. Is she a Viking or something? Yeah, it's general warrior. Can be a Viking. Um, I'm gonna. And in this case, because I wanted to be thick metallic texture, I wanted to keep it like I'm taking the paint and I'm applying it thick. I already created that background, the first layer with like some knife strokes. So I applied the whites and created that sort of texture. And you see, it already dried out and it creates a little bit of value. It is perfect, in my opinion, for that kind of sword. And I almost widen it up completely, which is absolutely good. Then I can start adding up a little bit darker shades. But before I do that, I am actually going to work on the other side, which has to be, we need to emphasize the contrast better. So I need to look at the reference. Last line. Okay, what are you saying, guys? Let me just go through the chat. I don't want to stay behind. It's a little bit of challenge to kind of do both, but in the periods, I'm going to focus more on chat. In the periods, then I'm going to go back to the reference and do the reference. Is this painting a tribute to you, to your character? I mean, it's very um, it's very pleasant to think that someone thinks that that's my character, and I guess that is my alter ego still hiding within me. It's gonna get unleashed when I have my fights on the ring. That's how I like to think about it. I'm an artist, right? I'm the author of this, and I chose the reference. I chose to make it do the style and the accents and nuances the way I want to, right? So I guess it says a little bit about my character. Looks like Troy to me. Fair enough. That's some skills right there. You should teach us like some Bob Ross type show. I would love to do it. I mentioned that once, and well, Bob Ross was legend. I think he was also a military before in his life, so it kind of relates to me. You know, he was so peaceful, and he would do that perfectly. I would never be as good as Bob Ross, but I would try. Why not? She's just busy teaching the art. She's giving great tips. Yeah, I'm not only painting. Like it's a very nice process. There is no rush, right? And I already have my system done. Most of it is done. The most important parts are done already. So now I'm just again. I'm going to continue in a bit. The chat and the viewing is higher, and I think the after my channel was hijacked for a very short time, and I got access back to it, it was a little bit cooled down. And now the views are getting high. I'll be honest. So I want to find the balance between responding to questions, but also, you know, being able to progress on my painting. Why are the eyes so important in this case? Well, I just love eyes. I'm team eyes first artist. Like I start everything always from the eyes. I didn't finish this one by the way. It's a little bit more work. But I think if you don't paint anything else, if you just have a dark and I prefer dark. It can be white background, but let's choose the dark, like just dark because we have ice. You can put all the emotion within just ice. That's why I love ice. Nice art, thank you. Bob Ross is the goat. That's true. Very nice. Nice contrast details. I appreciate why are the eyes so important. Okay, I responded to that one. Well, folks who watching now, you won't believe it maybe, but this channel is actually a boxing channel. I also do boxing training. I'm on my way of the preparing to my professional fights that I'm gonna do some tournaments and re-engage into active boxing, competitive boxing this year. And yeah, if you are liking combat sports and martial arts as well, which is also a form of art, you can follow on that one as well. All right, let me get back to the reference now. Let's look at it. Well, in reality, now we have to do quite a good work here because this side is quite dark and it's pretty much very dark. So it has to be almost as dark as this part, and it kind of blends in here. It creates a very nice contrast with the white, um, that edge of the sword. So the light comes from here and kind of sneaks in behind. So that part has to get darkened out. I'm taking black now. I'm just not with no hesitation. I can make it lighter if I need to. But to be sure, I'll just start creating that transition, which I always can smooth out later on if I want to. There are some grains that it's not very strict transition. It looks like one in some places, but just about creating that nice line. Here it's also way more prominent right there. You see my brushing technique? You don't have to do one single line. You can just do it like this. And yeah, it's fairly going fairly straightforward. Just make sure that angle is right. Yeah. Okay, here we also want to get some, not just the wet color with the dissolving liquid, but we're gonna apply more black, like so it reflects, same as the whites do. So quickly, yeah, it's lightest now. So what is the point approximately until it gets as dark? It actually is approximately till here. Let's make a little note. So go all the way down there. Has to be applied. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna also go from the bottom, darkening up all these parts. There's some little highlights there, so we're gonna add more later too, but we don't want to darken all of it at once either. Go this. Okay. And now another important line is this line. We're gonna even it out with a smaller brush. Doesn't have to be more than that. Okay, now we can mix up a little bit with the whites and blacks, like this. Here we can go, you see, it's already looks like a dark gray. It's not exactly black anymore. I can always make even darker if I want to, okay? It's not a problem, but we don't want to risk too much with black here. Here now it starts where the gray starts, and it's there are some grains here that we need to apply the general gray tone, and then we can start apply lighter, the lighter areas here, even lighter here, something like this. Yeah, that's a good shade. Let's see this line. Well, it's very interesting here. It's actually the helmet goes darker, so I'm just gonna use a little line here to define this line over there. But you see, it comes up lighter up until this point. Something like this. Okay? And here, you will even darker. So I'm gonna clean this brush now, go back to the chat, and I'm also gonna see from the background how it looks, okay? Okay, let me see from the back. Yeah, I already like it more. I don't know how all of you see that, but right now it's way better. Still need to, this line is a little closer, and there, something like this. If it blends in, it blends in, it's fine. At this point, it's so dark when sometimes shadow completely absorbs the whole um, texture. Okay, in the kick, I just get promotion offers, but that's it pretty much. 153 viewers at once, that's a lot, guys. So, yeah, YouTube pushing me right now. Thank you for being here. Okay, let me just read through the comments. I really want to be able to see, what people think. Something with the internet, I guess. Just 1 second. Oh. Come on, play. Okay, now I see. A masterpiece for sure. Oh, thank you guys. That means a lot because I've always been an artist. I've been first and foremost, I was an artist. Boxing, combat sports is something that I chose to go through, and that became part of me also. And then singing even later on. However, all of it, everything I do in my life is motivated and kind of approach through the art. Like I like seeing the details, whether it's a movement or a canvas or a note and the sound. It doesn't really matter. Finding details, analyzing, putting it all together, creating something amazing. Thank you. That looks amazing. Appreciate you guys. I'm scrolling up a little bit up. Thank you very much. You didn't just walking many men will surround you. No, thank you. I'm not a man hater. I love men. One of the best people in my life are men, including my husband. But no, not that kind of attention. Thank you. Um, well, I'm glad you're liking the art. Really appreciate it, guys. Okay, guys, please be polite. Okay, I'm just gonna hide the people users from the channel if they're just misbehave, or not only towards me, towards others in the chat as well. Just creating unclean um, space. All right, so this is more like a raw. Now it's very raw, okay, but it is the right tones, right colors. I can see even in the video that it's like the the sword is quite screaming, but that's where we're gonna start detailizing it. We're gonna add some. Let me see, what do we have here. Let me see closer. We actually have grains here, or we can use this brush. I haven't used it much, but I'll try and see what's gonna be the effect. I like this, so it's gonna be more some of the grains. Let's see. Actually, I think that might do very well. You see? Yeah, that's kind of effect. Now we want to, so some areas here we're gonna apply that kind of texture. This brush is actually also great for if you're painting a nature and if you're painting a lot of trees. Like this one is perfect. They're different shapes, but it's the distinguished detail is that it's quite flat, and the how you call that, the hairs of the brush is quite sticking out, and it helps you to create that nice texture. We're gonna go use the dark first. You know that kind of stuff. Because it depends on the technique. I need to change the direction to make it more. So it's not too. Yeah, I want a little effect like this, not too dark. Also gonna do same with the lighter. Here we have the dark, which really goes darker, and if it's like a darker part, you see, it's like, I don't know, it's dried blood or just um, just a rust or whatever it is, you know. Yeah, that this brush. So we neither go taking the small one in this case, like a small brush, and trying to do those details. This brush is perfect. Yeah, I'm not even adding more of the paint. No need. All the mild, especially here when it goes darker, I need a little bit of soft texture like this. Okay, transition. Okay, so now here it's quite light. We don't need to make it too, too many imperfections, but there we have like something like this. And then we have again. I'm not mimicking it perfectly. I'm just using the blueprint for a little bit, just to. Yeah, just to follow the blueprint. So here we have like the rust or the damage on the sword, something like this. Already looks better. Already looks good. Now we take the lighter paint, or just mix like a light gray, and we do same here. So now it's gonna be same effect, but with a lighter. So let's go a little bit more. Is the light? Just 1 second. Like a literally white paint. So I gotta add that one. We have a little bit grains on the dark side as well, all the way down here, but it has to get more and more mild, okay? So we'll take white now, this, okay. And now we start very mildly like this. I gotta try to paint something with that, only with this brush or something, because, or at least apply the main paint and just do that the similar effect, because it's actually a cool brush and it's very interesting art style. Like it can be, the whole painting can be done with that specific art style. You see, I'm not adding any more paint. I don't need to. I'm just using whatever I have. This little, like it creates like a little white dot, and I already like how it applies. It's goes darker, but those little spots we kind of have it up until here, like up until this point. And you see how simple it is. All of a sudden you don't think about, oh, how to make that texture, oh, it's so difficult. No, it's actually not. Just finding the right solution for it, right? And one more thing before I move to the chat. This line, even though it's quite prominent, I still need to smooth it out a little bit, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the left light to turn this up. And we're just gonna smooth the line, the transition between white and black, or that line specifically, that borders, where the white borders with the black. And we're gonna make it a little bit more natural because it has to be a little bit more natural. First, we do it from the black side. And now, you can even apply, take a little bit of white, and we can do just a little bit smoothing. You see? A little green line in between. And now it's not going to be that sharp. There's nothing wrong for it to be sharp, but in this case, it's just better to, it's more smooth. Okay. Also, we don't have to do it all the way everywhere. We just need to do the right spot. And what else we have here? I need to look at the, one more time. So, well, here we have more. So now I need to add up a little bit more blacks. And after that, after I finish it, I'll get back to the chat very, very soon. Well, in Kik, it's same activity, just a couple of people watching, but no engagement. So okay, using same sponge, and now here. Change directions. Don't be hesitant to go up harder a little bit. Do it softly. Some places go harder. This. It's gonna create a good texture that we want actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look at it. Okay. Okay. Well, the only thing is it up. So now it's kind of a little bit of too much of the stain, which is could be a blot, but a little bit too low for a blot. So here we're gonna smooth it out a little bit with some grace, but not fully, not completely. It doesn't have to be. It must not be. Also add more whites. Okay. Softer here and there. Softer. Yeah, something like this. It's actually something like that. Okay, I'll leave it at this point for now, and I'm gonna go to the chat as I promised. Okay. It's also getting sunny. I think I'm gonna have to move it a little bit, just slightly, because it's getting quite bright. Oop, before I continue. Move like this. Okay, I think that is okay. Well, the starting price for this painting will be 3,000 United States dollar. I don't know how much it is. It's in the pounds, but yeah, that's the plan. However, we're not sure about the painting when it comes to what we do with it exactly. For example, there's options to do uh, auctions. I don't know how to pronounce that word correctly, but it's basically yeah. Correct me in the chat how it's called, but when people offer their price and essentially they're bidding, that's what the one I'm talking about. You might do that, and well, what else basically? Yeah, and we're also gonna have prints. So those prints are gonna be way cheaper, of course, and it's gonna be available in our online shop that is upcoming right now. In the USD, she would go 12 to 22K. I might do that in my following paintings, but as I said, this is the first one in a long while. And I understand it's about the story, marketing, art, it's all of it, you know. I'm just learning. I'm finally kind of getting all together. So I'm saying 3K is the starting price, and probably gonna do some bidding and see how that goes, because it's a very, I think it is good for art. People sometimes are ready to actually pay more to get that piece of art, and we might try that. Rushing with it, it's not even done yet, so it has to be more. It has to be still worked on a little bit. Okay, I will leave it at this point right now. And before I continue on the back side and then the hair, I'll do one more little stroke with the stain brush here on this line, just to create a better border. Long stroke, which is completely fine because we can just fix it. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm gonna pause in a bit and just leave it like this for now. All right, guys, let's see. So respond to questions here, okay? Beautiful legs. I train hard for those legs and arms and all of it. Sick painting. They'll hope you make it big. Definitely talented. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, it's not only talent. It's also being methodical, gradual, patient, enjoying the process. First and foremost, this is a very nice, enjoyable process in general. Okay, scrolling through the chat. Well, all art is basically for sale unless it's very unique or it's a gift or there are some canvas at least especially at this point on sorry at this point in our lives. Me and my husband travel a lot. Even if I create all of it for myself and just store it, where do I store it? I just store it. I cannot hang all of it because there's no physically not enough space for it. When you have a house and when you're based pretty much most of the time in one place and it's like your home, it's a little bit different, of course. However, there's nothing wrong with selling your art because it stays there. Like you get the price obviously, and someone in some part of the world has your art, and there is your signature, and there is your nowadays your social media, your in my case my YouTube, my Instagram, my contact information, and it's like it becomes a little bit contagious in a good way. People purchase or want to get art from me, and if I get that successful in selling my art, I don't think there is something wrong, anything wrong with that. Okay, but more on the price. As I said like a minimum potentially, but I'm talking about like a minimum. The price can change depending on what is the way how we try to sell it, right? So, are you that boxer? Yes, I am that boxer. Okay, someone says that's reasonable. 3K. Is that you in the heart? I will leave it up to your perception. Despite it being quite a definite portrait. I mean, it is a portrait, right? You can see it's a human being, it's more a female or rather than male or vice versa. You see that's a warrior. Those are definitive factual features. However, anything else is up to your imagination, the emotion that it gives away, or the way it makes you feel, or the origins that you think. That's why I'm making it quite generic. This is too big of the portrait to see exactly where that specific female warrior would be. Some people suggested it's from Amazon jungles. Some people suggested from the Norway and Scandinavia. Absolutely, yeah, why not? Someone said it's Troy, and I'm cool with that. I like that it brings different perception, different people. It's perfect and dangerous in the same time. Well, it goes more for men, but what was it Jordan Peterson who said that men needs to be capable of danger, but in control of their emotions, right? It mostly goes and it should go mostly for men, but I like that samurai mentality. I love stoicism philosophy, and those philosophies usually combine brutal force, brutal training, and the art and gracefulness, and it's like pursue more of the holistic, like a wholeness, like life wholeness in the lifestyle rather than just one thing. You do MMA? No, I don't do MMA. However, I like watching MMA, specifically UFC. That's where my focus is right now. I love having conversations about all upcoming fights, the events. By the way, next one is the main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Team Volk, go Volk, you got it. Yeah, Volk is one of my favorite fighters. So when it comes to MMA, it's more about uh, just talking. I trained when I was training boxing, and even after I retired, I had a lot of MMA folks, like folks from different backgrounds in the martial arts, and we would just gather. And even during the pandemic, we would gather and train together and just teach each other some stuff. So this is where I got introduced a lot to mixed martial arts, and also before boxing, I did karate. So things like high knees, low kicks, tipping, flips, roundhouse, and spinning back kicks. I know the techniques from there because I actually used to do a little bit of karate. Um, so yeah, this is the basically where MMA goes. More of the commentary, more of the analyzing and talking about their bands. And well, I would love potentially maybe do some videos with other people, how they teach me or how we do some challenges. I'm predominantly a boxer. Like I can stand, I can do boxing, I can throw hands, I can explain why and how to do that. And I am also on my journey. I'm also getting better to be able to be dominant on the ring as well. So I'll stay around to see both of my journeys, the creating of the pieces of the art, and also my journey in sports. Looks like a happy warrior to me. Good. Yeah, my husband says she's going pro in boxing, not MMA. Show the tattoo. So this is a dragon tattoo. Like it starts. I'm gonna use the same teaching gesticulation as I do on my painting. So dragon goes all the way here, tail, bloody katana, and female profile with the like a warrior makeup. So it's the idea was I'm born at the year of dragon, Iron Dragon actually, the 2000, according to Chinese calendar, I think. And yeah, basically it's just the dragon and the girl, and it's same entity, two different forms. Cool tattoo. I love. That's my favorite one. I say a lot. Yeah, I think they're at this point that can be changed, but at this point they're quite cold as well. If you look at it, that's just my suggestion. They're like ice cold, at least in that stage. So that you ice cold, but the lip feature, this area, the shape of the ice is quite calm as well. So it's not aggressive necessarily, but there is the cold determination in the eyes. At least that's how I. That was my idea. One of the ideas I tried to put into it. So of course she's the warrior. Okay, I was thinking that eyes are giving me that don't test me kind of vibe. Or opposite, test me, please. Just do it. Anyways, it's like both works perfectly. Polycraft becomes one of the bits. Okay, I'm scrolling up through the chat, guys. It's quite a lot of engagement, so I'm just trying to be able to look through all of it. What will be the hair color? It's black and white again. Uh, I will leave it as the blonde. Okay, so those whites you can see. What was that? There was a Vietnamese lady cursing, I think. There's also school nearby, so you can hear kids being loud, and it's quite fun. Anyway, so she's gonna be more longish. I will emphasize and I'll explain how to do it. Black and white paint. I'll show you how to do it, so it feels that she's blonde. It's a big, very interesting journey. Thank you. Tattoo is very pretty. Appreciate it. You look like a Duchess Fergie. I don't know who's that. know how to do Tiger Master from Thailand taught me karate. Well, I was doing Okinawa karate, which is actually karate was formed originally in Okinawa in Japan, and it's called Goju karate. It's quite common, but it's out of all other karate styles. That and Kyokushinkai are two quite a contact ones. You know, they have quite tough low kicks. They're good strikers. Is that a Wonder Woman? It can be. I'll leave it up to your perception. Drug buff. You're right. They are cold. The witch is cold. It's good that you have a husband with whom you can discover yourself a little bit every day. I'll tell you even more. If not my husband, I wouldn't be able to do all of it. I always wanted to kind of put all of myself together, artistic myself and like fighter me and athlete me and singer me. I always wanted to put it and somehow present it as the whole, but I was always struggling with that. I didn't know where to start from, and everything started changing since I met my husband. Like my I like to think that my appearances in his life also motivated him and helped him to also keep becoming the best version of himself. However, as the man, he survived unbelievable things before he met me that shaped him into a man. But we both went into a healing journey together. You know what I mean? When you just help each other, we complement each other. When you embrace each other, and then patience comes in, and responsibility comes in, and peace comes in, and then well you just want the best for each other. So my husband was the one who said that I'm starting live streaming and YouTube, and why wouldn't I start boxing? I have good hands, and why would I start painting again? Like, he is one of the biggest motivator in my life. Okay, just still keep scrolling through the chat, guys. I'll try to keep the answer shorter. Okay, she's Georgian and are kind and polite. Yeah, Vietnamese are wonderful people. Someone says 100 times better than Fergie. Well, as I said, I can't remember how she looks. Georgia, the Caucasus Mountains are the white people descent from. Yes, but I also have Slavic roots, so my appearance is, I think, more leaning towards Slavic than the Caucasian. Okay, what color makes silver and pink? Silver and like this is just black and white in the mix of the black and white. I have gray or silver. Oh, that's great, basically. But I used it as for the foundation, nothing else. Respect that piece. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm all the way up in the chat, by the way, guys. The sword is very short. The sword is that's a piece of the sword that fits in the canva. If you look at it, it goes all the way down. It's just a piece of it is covering part of her face, but that's pretty much it. So imagine that it continues all the way up and down. Okay, well let's continue. Even though it's quite sunny and it's burning a little bit, that's all good. I'm gonna now go and before I continue, let me show it closer, okay? So you can see the difference in the work. So you see now, the sword is well more defined, the face and the bottom part. However, the upper part here and this side, the one good thing about the hair and that part of the background is it can be a little bit blurry and I could leave it that way, but it's also there are a lot of imperfections left. Like if you can see there's some empty spaces, so I need to fill it up to make it basically a good quality, right? So that's why I'm just gonna take it like this, and unless the grass is from medieval period.
Sure, yeah.
Up to your perception, as I said. Does you agree with the saying? If someone doesn't want to, they will find a reason. But if someone wants to, they will find a way. That's a brilliant saying. Thank you for saying it, Sylvester. Yeah, that's. I think it's absolutely legit. Just want to make sure that you can see it well. Okay, what I'm gonna do here? Let me just. Yeah, Sylvester, damn straight. Others agree as well in the chat. Okay, back to the reference. So what do we have here? Well, it's actually interesting. It's quite blurry in the background. Like in natural, it seems like the focus, the sword takes all the focus, and this is quite blurry. So I'm thinking to, since it's already done that way, I'm just gonna detailize it a little bit more, but I will create that effect that it's the focus is off of the background and you can just see highlights. Okay, I think that's a good idea. And for that, we don't need much work because this is pretty much done. I'm just gonna take another flag. So I need to cover this one because that's a little bit too much here. And from this point, yeah, from this point, it's gonna do that mix here. So basically, it's this part is fairly simple. Just reapply some black on the bottom just to match the other background so it's all same and equal. You need to add up more, guys. So gonna take this, push a little bit of paint forward because I used quite some. And two. You know, in the art school, they would even teach us technique how to apply it on the palette. Like you had to put it on a certain angle and it would create that circle of the paint, not just the chaotic way to do it. But to me, it doesn't really matter. I'll be honest about it. Okay, oh, that's good. I like it. It's quite lenient today. Okay, here I can just take, mix up some grays, create that neutral, a little bit of neutral shade here. Some. Okay, this is good. Okay, and more black. So we want this part to be darker. And you see my strokes go like it would be a hair. So like hair texture. We start dotting, that would make sense. And then we have the prominent lighter part. I'll get back to it. We're gonna apply more darker part here again. Fill up some gaps. And even here, you see what I do? I just line up a little bit just to make it look like basically. more black here. And the upper part was actually quite dark too. So here we can have it a little bit lighter, but yeah, that's this goes all the way. It's like quite a dark background at this point at least. Okay, and from here we can add up because I like this like gray effect. So even though in the reference it goes all the way, I might just leave it like the lightest part might become the gray part. Yes. Oh, is that gray? You see, it's darker than the original um, background layer, but you can get it lighter if you want it to. And to blend in quite well, I use the yeah, approach it like it is a hair. Okay, let's take a look. My name is Diana, and I'm originally from Georgia. So here. Well, funny enough, I actually didn't keep out this part because this is part of the helmet, and I just wanted to be like I'll do it together with all of the rest. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna do a little bit of more of the hair itself. Okay, so just to gonna take the smaller brush this time. Here we go, small one. Let's see. With that upper part. Apply some lighter first. Of course, because lights are easier to shade down. And speaking of the blonde, just very easy. When you do black and white, if I want her hair to be blonde, I'm just gonna have more white on the lighter area. So yeah, here it's black, but you can understand that it's shadow, right? However, here I'm not like if that would be black, I would make it as black as this and just add some highlights. So it would just create a little bit of volume, and that would create the feeling, sense of the black hair or dark hair. But in this case, you definitely can see that this is the light part, and she is most likely more on the blonde side. By the way, when I apply the last details, might add more couple of whites on the eyelashes as well because it's kind of basically a cool effect. Here, this doesn't have to be very defined because it's on the background. It's already smoothed out, like through the camera lens. Here it's quite light. This is quite light, guys. This as well. This is empty part. Fill up. And we can take like white, let me see. A little bit more highlights like this. now I'm also gonna get dark, and you see what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the same, but from the dark. So here, that shadow here. Getting quite windy. Okay. Here we apply a little bit more shadow, but it doesn't have to be definitive. So couple lighter strokes again. It's possible to play with it forever, but I suggest you to not go too carried away. Okay, let me just see it. Okay, a little bit more on this, and look at this effect now. This is what creates this camera blending effect. A little bit more. So I'll just go like a layer after layer. Yeah, I like how it looks. Completely don't mind it at all. All right, but guys, I think I'm pretty much done for today. Let me look at the chat quickly. This is a Trang Vietnam. That's right. Wait, fitness is nice. Yeah, it's called fitness, but thank you because I train a lot and I train hard, but I also train smart. And my husband says that I hit hard because he holds putts sometimes for me as well. And yeah, he said that I hit hard. That's how my fitness is good. What are you drawing? Well, basically, that's what I'm drawing. Hold up, let me smooth this one out because, well, guys, try to, unless it's the idea, but unless you want it to be that way, make sure you don't have any imperfection left when it comes to the strokes and stuff, the brush strokes. Because sometimes you have a brush hair left or like just a little bump of the paint, and then it just dries out, and then you need use a knife or something to take it off. Okay. Yes, my husband is in the chat here, guys. All of you are welcome. Okay, but yeah, I'm pretty much done. So, guys, you gotta ask me some questions if you want to. Let me know if you want to Uptown Girl. I think that was towards me, not towards the painting. That doesn't look like Uptown Girl. Is it like some Greek painting? I will leave that up to your imagination. Yes, why not? It's generic warrior. You can see the sword, you can see the readiness for a combat battle. But other than that, guys, other than that, it's up to your perception. All right, I'll get to move it a little bit more because it's getting really sunny, and I'm like a vampire. I don't want to get with you guys for a little bit more, and then I will have to wrap it up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it looks good. Even on the camera, it actually looks quite interesting. Let's get some. Let's see. You can see me properly together with the painting. You were supposed to see me quite well. So yeah, important. Clean yourself up and clean all your materials up after you're done. The oil paint takes a long time to dry, days sometimes. So there's no rush necessarily. It's not like acrylic paints that dry within the seconds. But yeah, however, it's just good to keep yourself clean and keep the workspace clean after you're done. I'm from Georgia, the country. It's falling, but I'm pretty much done, so doesn't really matter that much. And yes, she's the wife of the Viking, so yeah, she's a Viking. My husband, let me explain. My husband is from Norway. He's like Oppsal. He's from that area, and he's also lived in also like he's like Norwegian. Okay, and yeah, basically, well, that's what he says. If he's a Viking, he's Viking too. I'm Georgian. I'm the Caucasian and Slavic warrior. So I have a mix of both. I have some Slavic roots and definitely Caucasian roots. And here we are. It's a tattoo on your arm. It's the dragon. That's the part that was hidden. Female face. It's warrior themed. A little bit of mythology. This is like I was born at the year of the dragon according to Chinese calendar. So here's a dragon. There's bloody katana. My tattoo artist was insisting on it. He said he would look cool. And oh, I actually just noticed my own tattoo, and I think the dragon's paw or the claw is holding on the katana, which is quite cool. I'll just keep it up like this. Norwegian black metal. Yes, I think both Sweden and Norway are somehow known for it. Nice, you're speaking English very well. Thank you. Considering that it's my third language, it's actually not bad at all. Okay, regarding the painting, I'll show you closer before I disconnect. Well, yeah, keep this being the way it is. Yeah, a lot of action on YouTube today, guys. So now this part, the majority, basically two-thirds of the painting is done, and a little piece here, and this, and the eyelashes that I keep forgetting, but I can do that in the end. So there are like a few details, and then the question is if I'm gonna keep it completely black and white like this, or I'm gonna add some golden highlights, like golden. It's a golden paint. You can get the golden paint that has a very good. You can kind of recreate it through the yellow as well, but like golden is definitely a different effect. So I'm thinking to do maybe some of the ornaments, maybe a couple of lights, very mildly, so it just enhances the effect of the painting. But other than that, it's just gonna stay the way it is. Okay, are you fighting? I'm starting this year kickboxing. So, oh, you. By the way, it looks like you work out. You have big classes. I train boxing. You can look at my training, all of my training, and YouTube actually. Okay, guys, but all right, it's getting very hot, and I'm gonna barely can look. Thank you very much. Or just maybe. Well, there is basically no chat. So I'm gonna wrap it up now, and it's very encouraging because now it seems to be the numbers are working well, and the reach is quite big. Like I would have that high reach only on my some of my trainings, like trainings, and maybe karaoke's before. But I'm very glad that I can show you my painting process and you enjoy it, and a lot of people engage. That is quite encouraging. It helps with consistency. I'll be honest. All of the YouTube and social media activity is also good for accountability and consistency. You're like my consistency buddies, guys, because I feel sometimes even when I don't want to do it, I feel like I am. I have to do it. You know what I mean? So that keeps me disciplined. Believe me, you're an artist. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks everyone for joining, and I see you in the next one. Ciao. Ciao, Kik.